Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we're taking a look at the Black Ranger and Dimetrozord from the Power Rangers Playskool Heroes line. I have not seen this in a store yet, but I did find it on Amazon. As far as I know, it is still in stock on Amazon, so if you're looking for this guy, head on over to Amazon and check it out. The other two, I guess the assortment was supposed to be this guy, Dino Thunder Red with the T-Rex, and then Wild Force Lunar Wolf with the Wolf Zord. But for whatever reason, I guess the first assortment was just the first two I just mentioned, and then I think this was supposed to come in like a refresh assortment later on. I don't really know. It's been really weird how these have been released, and to say that they really haven't been released, unless you live in the magical land of Meyer, you haven't found these really at any stores if you're like me. I don't see anything at Walmart. Target has the two I just mentioned, and that's about it. No blind bags, no 2-packs anywhere else. I have seen the large Wild Force Megazord now. It's starting to show up at Target. They have an aisle closer to, I guess, sporting goods or wherever it blends into the next area that has like large toys that don't fit in the normal aisle, and the Wild Force Megazord is starting to pop up in there. So if you're looking for it at a Target, that's where it should be. I've seen the Wild Force Megazord at 1 or 2 Walmarts, but I think it was already clearance, so they don't know what it is. So it's just weird to me that the release of these things has been so strange. Like, they didn't just have a time frame. Like, everything else, like, I think we even had a date for the Beast Morphers stuff, and you just went to the store and it was there, and it was great. This stuff has been like, this little thing sneaks out over here. These find out on Amazon. These are at Meyer. Who knows what's going on. But in any case, I finally have them. The little Dino Thunder Black looks really good. I think the little Dimetrozord looks pretty cool as well. Spin this around. It looks like when you connect them with the magnet, this piece will flip back, and then I'm guessing it spins. But we will find out. Yeah, there you go. It just shows down here how it works. So let's go ahead. Let's get these guys out of this box, and let's take a closer look. Here they are out of the packaging, and I have to say, I think for the most part they look pretty good. We'll start over here with Tommy. I think they did a pretty nice job. I love the gold trim around the visor. I would have loved the little bit of purple on the helmet as well, but I completely understand. The gold on the chest looks good. Shoulder pads. You have the gold on the arms here. You have that giant morpher. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the gold on the side of his legs. I think the cuff here, and then the boot cuffs as well as this like diamond patterning on the side of his leg should all be painted gold. But for the most part, you know, I think we got pretty good paint applications. The head is on a ball joint, so that can move all around side to side. You have normal shoulder joints out to the side as well as spin around. You have swivel at the wrist, and then you have that combined waist, all one solid piece. But yeah, for the most part, he looks good. If we zoom out here and we take a look at the Dimetrozord, he's got some nice paint applications. The silver all along his back and on the top of his head looks great. The red eyes look fantastic. They painted the top set of teeth, but not the bottom set, which is kind of a bummer. I mean, these look great, but I wish either they had done both or left both, because it's kind of weird to have half and half. But the gold on his toes are pretty good. I like that. So there's not really any articulation in this mode, but you can push this gear right here where my thumb is, and that'll spin the saw blade on his back. You can also push this one down, and it makes his mouth open. So that's pretty cool. If you take the Dino Thunder Black Ranger and drop him inside, and it's a little weird because like his feet, it's just clearance issues, but you can get him in here. And then you can see it makes this flip open, and the fact that this goes around makes that spin, but you can spin it more if you like. So that's a pretty cool little feature. I like that. And then you can still do the head if you like over here. So we'll take him out, and then you just bring this back around. So I think they look pretty good together. I mean, honestly, they do have a few missing paint applications, and I think the set is $12.99. I really would have no problem if they bumped it up to $14.99 and they could just fix those couple missing paint applications. I understand why they have to be left off to stay within the price range, but I really think if they just give it $2 more, but make it an even 15, and then you could go ahead, because really all you're missing is the bottom set of teeth, the gold on the side of the leg, and then the boot cuffs and this one wrist. And then, I mean, this is pie in the sky, but if they could give him his brachio staff as well, then the set would be absolutely perfect to me. Like, that's how I would rather do it. Because you see things like, say, for example, Imagine Next, they would always do like a vehicle with a figure, and then usually the figure had some kind of accessory or like discs to launch out of the vehicle or something like that. And again, I'm happy with this. I think this looks pretty good. I like the Zord a lot. I like the Dino. I like the Black Ranger. I think for the most part he's pretty good. But I really would not have a problem paying $1 or $2 more to get those couple extra paint applications and maybe one weapon for the Ranger. Because that would make these really perfect sets. If he came with all his paint applications, a little brachio staff, and this Zord, even if it was like $15.99 or $16.99, depending on, you know, how tricked out it was, I really think I'd be okay with that. Now, I understand these are geared more towards children, so they have to think about what parents are willing to spend. But I feel like Imaginext has a price point that's $14.99, I believe. I think they used to have $12.99, but then I think in recent years it's gone up a little bit. So I don't know. I think I would be okay with a couple extra bucks to get an accessory for him and a couple extra paint applications. Again, it's nitpicking, sure, and it's just kind of a wish list. It's not, I'm not saying this is bad. I'm just saying I really wouldn't have a problem spending a couple extra bucks for a little bit more. Wanted to do a little Dino Thunder group shot real quick. Obviously, I have a spot for White, but I don't have him yet. He's in the blind bags, I think, which is going to be a little weird when you have 4 of the Rangers that have the right posability and the right paint applications, and then you're going to have the White Ranger be the weird blind bag, limited posability, like weapon stuck in his hand kind of thing. Again, I don't know why they decided to do 2 different kinds of figures. I would have much rather had all of them be like this with the shoulder articulation and, you know, the waist articulation and all that. And again, you could have made the blind bags $5 instead of $4 and I would have been fine with it. And I think most people would have. I mean, Imaginext sells their licensed blind bags for, I believe, either $4 or $5. Like, they have unlicensed ones that are $1 cheaper, and then they have licensed ones that are $1 more, and it's fine. Like, they still sell. I think they do well, and I think that now, again, this is a property they own, but given that it is an intellectual property that's fairly well known and not just random things they made up like Imaginext does for their blind bags, you could have gotten that extra dollar. Then you could have put a little bit more love into those figures, because I really like these. I like, you have head articulation, you have nice shoulder joints, you have wrist, you have waist. That's all I need. That's the amount of articulation I want in a figure this size. And most of these have nice paint around the visor, a little bit of paint. I mean, I would have loved up here to be painted as well. He's missing some gold also around his cuffs. I think she's missing... Well, she's got all the gold in place. She's even got the white on the legs. Yeah, I don't know. She really... And she has an accessory. See, she came in the 2-packs, which is a little bit more. But again, I'm willing to pay that extra dollar or so. If all the figures were this, where they had all their paint applications, one accessory, and this level of articulation, this is the perfect figure right here. Red came with the T-Rex, and he's missing the black around his symbol there. He's also missing the white here on the legs, but he's got the gold everywhere. So, see, also he's missing that trim around the visor. That really stands out to me. I'm gonna have to get just like a little silver Sharpie or something and just put that on myself. But I would just like consistency, that's all. And I would be willing to pay an extra dollar or so if I could get that consistency. And I think in the long run, most fans would. Now, again, I know they're aimed at children, so I get it. And I don't want a bunch of comments, hey, these are for kids, they don't care. Again, I get that. I'm just saying, personally, from a collector standpoint, I love these little figures. And if I could have a display of Dino Thunder right now with all the perfect paint applications and each one with a little accessory, that would be amazing to me. So that's my dream wish list. I understand It's probably not going to happen. I don't even know what's going on with these because they didn't have wide distribution. Are they even happening anymore? Is there going to be a second wave of these? We have been through San Diego, New York. I mean, if these don't show up at Toy Fair, these might be a once and done thing. I really don't know. Hasbro is kind of getting away from this size class anyway. They're getting into like 4-inch figures with Marvel and stuff. So I hope they continue, but we'll have to wait and see. Alright, so at this point I won't ramble anymore. You guys know my feelings. I wish they had a little bit more paint applications. I'd love the Ranger to have an accessory. But this is still a great set. Should you go out and pick this up? Yes, I think so. I think your little kids will like it. If you're a collector like me who just loves the little figures, I think they're great. I just wish there was consistency between the blind bag figures and these figures, but again, I won't ramble on that anymore. But this set right here, I still think is great. Yes, it's not flawless, but for the price, I definitely think it's worth checking out. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, thank you so much for watching.